Pay yourself first. I remember one of my students when I was doing Financial Harmony 101, he was talking about the idea that he's having so many projects that he's currently doing. So savings is difficult. And I told him, look, it's not about the amount, it's about the habits. So you think that you have a little money coming in so you can't save and you are waiting for more money to come. It won't happen. If you don't have the habits, more money will just make it worse for you.
Let's look into your life. How has the reading of books and the lessons picked up from books impacted your life?
Well, I don't think I can even put an extent on the magnitude of the influence.
That's right.
I always know one thing. There are so many great minds in the world. Now, because of your condition or where you are, you might never get to meet them physically. But if you get their book, it's just like having them in your room. And the amazing thing is that you can hear from them, put it down, go and do whatever you want, come back and hear from them again.
That's right.
And I always say that, look, it takes authors, some of them, as long as 20 years to write a book. That means that if you spend that, say, 2 weeks or maybe a month reading a book that took somebody 20 years to write a book, what you have done is that you have been able to acquire the lessons the person picked in 20 years in a month. And we know how we learn lessons or how we progress in life, either by personal experience or to learn from the experiences of others. Sometimes, if you want to do everything by personal experience, you might get to a point in your life where you can't continue. Sometimes the price is too expensive. And that is why it is always advisable to leverage on the experience of others. And the best thing you can do is to learn and listen to what they have written down. All right? And I keep saying that, look, you can read all the books in the world. If you don't apply them, they don't make any sense to you. So for me, my life has been transformed absolutely because I get to enjoy the lessons, the experiences, the pains, the sufferings, the victories, the failures of great people in the world. So I said that I have a lot of distant and virtual mentors, and they have influenced my life. So every part of my life, everything. And one of the things about reading books is that it makes you a very, very good conversationalist. You can get in any conversation and people will listen to you because you have sense.
True.
Listen, when you learn from people, when you read from people, when you watch videos, you listen to podcasts, and you are learning all the lessons and the experiences that are shared by people, at the end of the day, it is important, and Dr. Tinagyei said it, for you to create your own point of view. Because it is you being able to create your exact point of view that you'll be able to achieve what you want to achieve. Something I did my own way might not necessarily work for you in practice. So I love that. So Dr. Tinagyei, I have a question for you. Now, before I even pick any of these books to read, I believe there's a principle. I believe there's a lesson. I believe there's one thing that each of these authors recommend we do. So out of the 5, not all 10, out of the 5 that you picked, I want you to select 3 of them and then give us your top 3 lessons. Something we can apply immediately or even later, depending on what the lesson is, depending on what the principle is, to our personal finance.
I'll probably not mention the books. I'm just going to list the top 5 lessons. All these books, like I said, because they are about money, they seem to have, they tell you the same lessons, but in different contexts and presented in different angles and different ways, so that it fits everyone who reads the books. So my top 5 lessons, about finances and about wealth creation. The first one is understand money. Understand money and wealth. All right. So many of the books teaches you the fundamentals, the origin of money. What exactly is money? Is money that paper you are holding? Okay. How did even banking start? How did we have what we call fiat currency? What is currency? What is money? What is the meaning of legal tender? All these things you need to understand. Educate yourself, because you see, money is one of the very few things that affects everyone. And I always say that money affects you before you are born. It affects you whilst you are living, and it even affects you after you die. All right. So you need to educate yourself about money. So financial intelligence is essential. So the first lesson will be understand money. If you understand money, a lot of things becomes clear. It allows you to be able to learn how to even make money. So that's number one. Number two is that you have to increase your self-worth or your value. All right. Increasing your self-worth or your value means that you have to increase your earning potential. All right. Now, all of the book says that market or the market will pay you what you are worth, not what you ask for or what you demand. No, it's what you are worth. Right now, if you're working for your employer, the salary you are taking is exactly what your employer thinks you are worth. So when I teach financial management, I remember I had my class, Financial Harmony 101. And then I was telling my class members, and after I told them the formula for them to calculate, it was really, really shocking. The response was like, "Oh my goodness, this is awesome, this is amazing, this is scary." And then somebody said he was annoyed. So I taught them how to calculate what 1 hour of your life is worth to your employer. And it was, some of them were so sad, right? So your value indicates how much the market gives to you, and it indicates how much you can leverage. So increase your self-worth, increase your self-value, so that you can earn more. All right. So that will be my second lesson.
That's right.
All right. So understand wealth and money, increase your self-worth, or work on increasing your value. That's 2. 3, pay yourself first. Pay yourself first. I remember one of my students, when I was doing Financial Harmony 101, he was talking about the idea that he's having so many projects that he's currently doing. So savings is difficult. And I told him, look, it's not about the amount, it's about the habit. So you think that you have a little money coming in, so you can't save, and you are waiting for more money to come. It won't happen. If you don't have the habit, more money will just make it worse for you. So it doesn't matter. The standard is 10%. But if you are starting and you can't get 10%, at least start with 1%. The idea is to establish the habit of paying yourself first, so that as the money increases, you can increase your savings. But it doesn't matter how much you have. Save something. Pay yourself first. It doesn't matter how much you owe. Dave Ramsey will tell you, if you are paying even $100 million of debt, you have to have a portion of the money that comes to your hand going into your savings. So pay yourself first. And like I said, it's one of the fundamental lessons. It's all the books. All right. So learn about wealth and money, increase your value, pay yourself first. The fourth one it has become even a cliche now, but it is really, really important. Spend less than you earn. It doesn't matter how much you earn. Always spend less. See, a lot of people say that, look, I can't spend less. No, look, if you spend less than you earn, wealth is mathematical. You can't spend more than you earn and be able to create wealth. No, it doesn't happen. And also, when we say spend less than you earn, it doesn't mean that you have to live impoverished. No, that's not the idea. The idea is that you established a certain habit that says that what comes into my hands should not all leave. Because if I don't save, I can't build. All right. So, and we are doing build with Mark. So it's about building.
That's
all right. So you need to have something as a reserve. So you have to always, like I say, spend less than you earn. All right. So you have to have a portion that you are saving. Spend less than you earn. The 5th lesson is that compound interest is a miracle. Compounding is a miracle. And if you start saving and investing, the power of compounding interest would work for you. It's like momentum. When you are pushing a car down a hill, probably in the beginning it's difficult. But when it catches, a momentum takes over. That is it. And that is how compound interest works. But if you don't start, you can't benefit from compound interest. And remember, time is a factor in compound interest. So it means that the earlier you start building wealth, the better for you. It doesn't mean that if you are now starting, you are late. No. It's just that those who are younger probably will be able to earn more than you are, but it's not too late for you. All right. So remember, like I said, learn about money and wealth, number 1. 2, increase your value and your self-worth. 3, pay yourself first. Thank you. 4, spend less than you earn. And 5, compound interest or compounding is a miracle. I think those are my top 5 lessons from all the books that I've already presented on personal financial management and wealth creation.
Awesome. And I believe that this will be our top 5 for today also.
Yes.
Doc, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Sometimes the reason why some of us are not able to pay ourselves first, and there's a question, or someone is not able to get into savings, is because sometimes the amount of money the person is earning at the end of the month might not necessarily be enough to take care of the expenses. And I'm talking about basic expenses that you can't do anything about. What do you have for such a person?
So then, like I said, wealth creation is mathematics. Okay. If your expenses always exceed your revenue, it means that for you, the first thing is to increase your revenue or reduce your expenses. But you see, those two must work concurrently. Sometimes, for some people, they have cut everything out to the point where they can't cut anything out again, meaning that for them, the other side of wealth creation, as in reducing your expenses, won't work anymore. They have already reached the limit. That means that for you, the only option left to you is the other side, which is increasing your revenue. So remember lesson 2, increase your self-worth. All right, and that is why our time is awesome. This channel, for instance, teaches you lessons. It teaches you skills for free. All right. Now, some people will pay and learn it, but if you come to this channel all the time, you will pick some of these life lessons, and it expands your knowledge base, meaning that they can increase your value and your worth. Remember, the market will only pay you what you are worth, not what you ask for or what you demand. All right. So for you that is struggling with having a lot more expenses than revenue, now you have to work on how to expand your revenue base, how to create more income coming in, because it's mathematics. If you are spending more than you're earning, you can't save. All right. So you have to expand how much you are earning, which is important. But I'm saying is this: regardless of how tight it is, start the habit. Even if it is just 1%, start it. Okay. But I'm also not, ignorant of the fact that sometimes it can be hard. That is where we talk about multiple streams of income. We talk about active and passive income. We talk about creating ways that you can build, more financial wealth into your life. So if that is the challenge right now, if what is coming in is less than what must go out, it means that you have to expand what is coming in. And that is why this channel is important. That is why so many other online channels are important. Now you can have access to a lot of free online courses. People are learning skills that are profitable skills that can be used to expand your knowledge base and expand your wealth and your revenue. All right. So that means that you have to work on your value, increase it so that you can attract more income. Then you'll be able to save some. So that's the advice I would give, that work on increasing your value, work on creating more income streams so that you can have a lot of money and then you can save from it.
Work on increasing your value. If you've had a lot of value from this and you have not yet subscribed to this channel, I want to recommend that you subscribe to the channel. And you see that like button, that finger button that you see, that like button there, just click on the like button. When you click on the like button, it shows that you like our content and you're having value from it. And so it encourages us to be able to bring you more content like this one. It has been an exciting time with you. It's been an exciting time with Dr. Tinagyei today. And I hope we have picked some lessons and some value from this particular session, and we are going to apply it.